When the discount stamp was pasted, all the people in the store rushed forward. Ayame and Yarazui resumed their rematch, and this time the two drew. When Sato ran to get food, a black gang stopped in front of the stall. It turned out to be the subordinate of the guy he defeated, and he called himself Ren, Monarch's subordinate. The black robe surrounded Sato, and then the monarch appeared and beat him to death. Sometime later, Ayame and Yarazui came in and brought him a decent set of clothes. Ayame said that Monarch wants to dominate all the supermarkets in the city. After 3 days he will command wolves in the eastern area of the city to attack the western supermarkets. It seems that the monarch wants revenge. Old with the strongest in the west. It turned out that Ayame had been told by a picker at the east store about Monarch's feud. Before she was a wolf, the shopkeeper sister was the strongest in the eastern part of the city and was admired by all wolves. A year ago, the mage who held the title of the strongest west of the city had a great battle with the wanderer. After a tense battle, the person who finally got the best lunchbox was the magician. The next day, Yarazui left Sato at home to keep the area, and she went to Monarch's duel with the gang alone. But Ayame was not reassured, so he dragged Sato to find Yarazui. On the way, the two heard people talking about a student who had just been assaulted by thugs. Guessing that Yarazui was being played by the Monarch gang, so the two quickly ran to the east store. At this time, Yarazui, having come to see Monarch with a shriveled appearance. The wanderer's sister, when she heard about it, told Ren that she was very disappointed in Monarch. Ren admired the rogue sister so much that when he heard that, he changed his mind. He decided to step forward to advise Monarch to abandon his plan to take over the west, but was beaten to the ground by him. When the war between Monarch and Yarazui is about to begin, Sato and Ayame appear. The three decide to join forces to confront this eastern gang. Monarch says that he fasted for 3 days to become strong, because hunger is the source of the wolf's power. He grabbed the stroller and rushed towards Yarazui, but she easily dodged and gave him a punch in the stomach. Ayame took the opportunity to jump up and lock the trolley. Yarazui flicked the supporting leg, causing him to lose his balance, opening the way for Sato to deliver a fatal blow to Monarch's face. In the end, Sato's group won, but only 2 boxes of rice were left. Yarazui took one and left the best box for the other two to compete. In the end, Sato and Ayame had to eat boxed noodles. One fine day, Ayame was given 4 tickets to go to the water park by her sister Lang Ha. So the whole club decided to go out for a day to beat the summer heat. Because of losing cards on the train, Sato had to carry all the things for the sisters, and Ayame also lost a ticket, so Sato had to pay for it himself. At the park, Sato asked the group where their titles came from, and Yarazui stated that her title of Ice Witch was obtained from the wrong purchase of a beer called Frost. And Ayame's missed title was because she ate the first bento box she won by the lake in the park. After that, Ayame slept on a stone bench beside the lake until the next morning. Everyone has told Sato that he now has a personal title of pervert since he wore Hana's clothes. Kyo and Sawagi are twin sisters, and both are president and vice president of the academy, which is also Ayame's school. The long-haired sister Sawagi is the president and the short-haired sister Kyo is the vice president. One day, Yarazui and Ayame challenged Sato to a solo match on Sato's console, and Yarazui lost so quickly that she threw Sato's console out the window. Sato considered it a treasure, so he jumped to catch it. As a result, he fell from the 5th floor to the ground and had to go to the emergency room. The twins had heard that Karasuda High School's luncheon club had someone go to the emergency room, guessing it was the Ice Witch, so the sisters posed as nurses to break into the hospital. Right now Sato was lying flat on the bed with his whole body bandaged like a mummy. After everyone left Sato's hospital room, her sister Sawagi sneaked inside. She touched Sato's body to find out about her idol without knowing it was a boy. Later, it was her sister Kyo's turn to come in and measure Sato's body size. She was quite surprised that the Ice Witch had a muscular body like a boy. When the older sister once again entered Sato's room, she was almost discovered. Fortunately, the nurse thought she was an intern, so she let her clean Sato's body. When she found out that Sato was actually a boy, she screamed and ran out of the room. At this point, the sisters realized that it was Sato and not Yarazui. The two girls went to the grocery store to buy things, and at that time Ayame was also there. Early in the morning, Sato was slapped by Ume for no reason, so he had to go back to the club to get an ice pack to apply to his face. It turned out that this morning Ume went to see the two sisters of the academy's president. The twin sisters have asked Karasuda High to apologize to them for letting a pervert cause a riot in the schoolyard. But Ume brought up the story of Ayame infiltrating Karasuda High to confront the twins. Both sides did not give up, so in the end, they came to Thong Nyat to postpone this until both sides admitted their fault. Ume, feeling humiliated by this, sought out Sato to vent her anger. Recently, in the supermarket east of the city appeared a pair of wolves. They hunted and defeated all the famous wolves. Ren immediately informed Ayame of this and said that the defeated were all scared and demoralized. Ren tried to find out who they were, but not a single wolf dared to open his mouth. One day Sato went to the store to win a bento when he saw the twins. After that, he didn't remember anything, but when Ayame came running, he was already shriveled and had a basket on his head. When he regained consciousness, Ren informed that Sato was most likely attacked by wolves. Their targets seemed to be people from the discount bento club. The next day, Sato's group went to the convenience store together to buy rice, and the twins also suddenly appeared. Turns out they were the Orthros group, and the target this time was the Ice Witch. The twin sisters joined forces to attack Yarazui. The weapon of these two sisters was a supermarket bag, so it was impossible to hit them. Although Sato jumped in to help, but in the end, Yarazui was still defeated and had a basket on his head. It turned out that when the young twins saw the scene of people fighting for a boxed lunch, the sisters were overjoyed because it was cool and dreamed of becoming a pair of proud wolves. The next morning, Sato went to Yarazui's class to find her, but a friend informed her that Yarazui didn't come to class today, so Sato went to Yarazui's house to visit her. It turned out that after the defeat, Yarazui was bedridden. Thanks to Sato's visit, her mood was much better. Yarazui was determined to get revenge, so he asked Sato to send a rematch to the twins on July 21st. Which is also when the convenience store launched the best grilled eel rice dish. So Sato went to his cousin to ask to convey the word to the twins. When they heard the word of challenge, the twins were overjoyed. But then they gradually realized that the day when the two of them rematched with Yarazui was an unforgettable day for the two sisters. 3 years ago on July 21st, while hunting wolves, the twin sisters were defeated by a man named Hercules. It haunted the twins, and they hid for a while. The return of Orthros has spread far and wide, and the man named Hercules has also returned to this city. Because Yarazui's condition was not good, Sato left her at home and went to meet the twins alone. On the way, he met Hercules and he proposed to join forces to defeat the other pair of sisters. Today is the day the shop sells grilled eel rice, so a lot of people gathered to compete for 6 discounted rice sets. When the twins entered the store, they encountered Hercules, which caused Kyo and Sawagi to suddenly change their faces and become worried. It turned out that 3 years ago, because the sisters were too strong and had no rivals, Hercules asked no one to challenge the cousins anymore. All agreed to let the two sisters take away 2 boxes of lunch and then began to argue with each other. The exclusion of these twin sisters from the wolf fight made the 2 girls feel humiliated, and it haunted their psyche to this day. And now Hercules has also used the same move he used 3 years ago. He asks everyone not to fight the twins and leave them free to eat. At this moment, Sato appears and decides to declare war on the sisters Kyo and Sawagi. Everyone also jumped into each other because of hunger. Hercules' whole plan fell through, so he had to jump in to fight. This match Ren and Sato teamed up and finally defeated the twin sisters. After that, everyone had a meal together at the park, and the twins then lost for the first time. So they had to eat rice balls with boxed noodles. As for Sato, he brought a box of grilled eel to apologize to Yarazui. Yarazui happily forgave Sato's arbitrary actions, and the two enjoyed a deliciously delicious grilled eel lunchbox. This is the end of the movie. Thank you very much. Please subscribe and press the notification button to wait for new videos. Hello and see you all again.